Bulletin, all eyes will be on the much-anticipated African National Congress's 8th Eastern Cape Provincial Conference, which is taking place in East London this weekend. The Eastern Cape ANC made it clear that the conference is not to be taken lightly and that they will be discussing serious issues in the province. Current chairperson and Eastern Cape Premier Phumulo Masualle said they sought to have every branch be given an opportunity to participate. The conference will see the election of a new party provincial chairperson. The Eastern Cape Conference is important in that the Eastern Cape is the ANC's second largest province by membership after KZN. Thus, whoever wins the Eastern Cape will go to the ANC National Elective Conference on a higher footing. The Eastern Cape has 705 wards, of which the ANC is part of. 634 branches were eligible and 568 have passed the verification process to be approached and nominated. Well, we are now joined by ANN7 reporter Nomusa Pungula, joins us live from East London in the Eastern Cape. Good morning to you, Nomusa. Just talk us through the agenda, the details that will be discussed during this conference. What are the expectations?
Well, good morning, Abigail, and good morning to our viewers. Indeed, the East London or the ANC in the Eastern Cape 8th Conference kickstarts officially today, because we remember that yesterday was set for registration, which was completed, and today the official deliberations will kick off. However, to take us through the program for the upcoming 3 days, I am joined by the spokesperson for the province, Mr. Mlibo Qoboshiane. Sir, can you kindly share with us? We understand that we're done with registration yesterday and today is the official first day of the conference. Yes. What can we expect to happen today moving forward?
Well, I can confirm that from late yesterday, registration commenced and for delegates, and I think up until the early hours of today, and we are going to conclude that process possible before 12, so that the last outstanding delegates are going to be processed as well. And after that, we are going to constitute the conference of the province of 1,700 delegates, and immediately we conclude that process, then the chairperson, after the outline of the program and the tabling of the rules of conference adopted, there will be a political report, and the Deputy Secretary of the province will table what we call credentials report, and immediately those official documents are there, then the messages of support will flow, including the continuation with the organizational report and treasurer's report. Those are the formalities of conference, and immediately thereafter there will be a declaration by the electoral agency calling for nomination of top 5 officials of the province. Whilst we continue discussing the documents, adoption of some, we will be also taking that process of voting for officials and proceed with conference tomorrow up until Sunday. So we're expecting also the national input from our headquarters.
So when do you perhaps expect the whole voting process to be finalized, and then we can see who will take over the reins in the Eastern Cape?
The total component of the PEC, I think we anticipate we may have the final complement Sunday morning. But if the voting may start evening today, by tomorrow we'll know the top 5 officials.
Now, I understand that the implementation of policies and reviving the moral dignity of the ANC in the Eastern Cape will be taking center stage in this conference. Can you just take us through that a little bit?
Well, we've got an obligation, responsibility and a duty to ensure that leadership renewal and organizational renewal are part of the permanent commissions in the province as well as national. Our duty is to contribute with unity agenda of the organization. I think we must give ourselves time to reflect, and also to ensure that whatever we do, whatever messaging, whatever we're talking about in public platforms, we carry and shoulder the responsibility of this mighty movement. It is not our mouth and tongue that must spell disaster for the organization. I think the trueness of our convictions to the politics within the ANC is to ensure that we inspire hope to the citizens, we inspire hope to society at large, and also we redefine the dignity that must characterize this organization. I think it's a call for all members of the ANC, leaders and followers, to understand that the public is looking at us, our mirror image and what we're supposed to do in public and our public decorum generally. So I think that this conference must try by all means to reconscientize leadership, membership, followers, supporters, that we must be responsible for what we do.
Now, we understand that yesterday the NEC, represented by Zizigoto, said that they are very happy with all the processes that have been taking place in this particular province, the way that the dispute were dealt with, and most importantly, that this is not an elective conference. It is an 8th provincial conference. There is no such thing as elective conference, because at the end of the day, there are many deliberations that need to take place, and elections are just one item of the agenda. Now, if you can just take us through some of the things that this province had to go through to reach here. We understand that it has been postponed, this conference, numerous times. Now, for you guys to get here, we understand also that the chairperson, the outgoing chairperson, Mr. Pumulo Maswale, said yesterday that they had been dealing with disputes accordingly, so they had made sure that they go through everything thoroughly so that they produce a legitimate conference.
Yes. First and foremost, I think we need a legit conference. We need properly processed delegates to come to conference. That's why we decided to use 2 months dedicated to issues of clarifying our branches, attending to issues of disputes. That process has been done. It can't satisfy everybody, but what we need to plant in the minds of the people, especially the members of the ANC, is that even if you are not satisfied, but the organization must still loom large in your heart. If we can do that, restoring values of discipline is going to be important. We've experienced a lot of things in many of the provinces, but what we need to ensure is that the organization is identifying people through BGMs, through qualifying branches, delegating those members to come to conferences, and a branch which has not conducted a BGM can't be part of the conference. But a branch that conducted such must be part of the conference. And we need just to cool our heads to ensure that we must all assist the African National Congress. This is one of the biggest conferences. Indeed, if we cannot be captured only by voting and personalities, we inculcate a culture of political education so that people can understand beyond voting there is a content, there is ideological disposition that is well defined. People do understand that after leaders there must be program of action. I don't think we can come here and fight about who must lead, but what is it that these people are leading, taking the people of South Africa to the destination where they have defined themselves of prosperity.
Now, lastly, Mr. Qoboshiane, who can we expect also to address the conference?
Well, close to 20 NEC members are here, led by Comrade Zizi, who is a convener of PC deployees. I think the NEC will take that decision, but as of now, I'm not in a position to know exactly, but I know that they are here. They've arrived long time ago, and I think amongst themselves, they are competent enough to address the African National Congress 8th Provincial Conference with close to 2,000 people to attend, including MDM structures and allies of the movement.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Qoboshiane. That was the spokesperson of the African National Congress in the Eastern Cape, Mr. Mlibo Qoboshiane, taking us through the program for today and the other 2 days that are going to be taking place here in the East London ICC. But also to mention is that delegates now, we can see most of them are trickling into the hall. We understand that they are still going through that process of registering, where they are getting their tags that are giving them access to the conference. But also we understand that this particular province, we saw that 2 candidates are campaigning, or 2 candidates are going head to head for the chairmanship position, which is the current SG as well as the current chairperson. So we are waiting to see who the delegates will decide should take over the reins of this province, should take this province further, and make sure that the change that the people of this province have been crying about really comes about, becomes a reality rather. But also we understand that the policy positions, they want to make sure that they discuss the policies that need to be discussed. Come December conference, they go there as the province with one voice. We also saw yesterday some of the branches coming to the conference saying that the change that they want change that is going to unify the ANC not only in the province as well as in the December conference, because at the end of the day they want a unified movement, because this is the movement that they believe is going to take South Africa forward come 2019.
Musa, now the Eastern Cape is the second biggest province with regards to ANC membership. That is after KwaZulu-Natal. Just talk us through the importance of this conference and they're coming out united with regards to this conference. Also, could you possibly just show us what is happening on the ground, possibly behind you? You did say that some activity was taking place.
Indeed, Abigail, as you have correctly put it, this is the second biggest province after KwaZulu-Natal. But also you would understand, just to touch a little bit on their regions in the province, you will remember that there was one region that had a dispute against their regional executive that was elected, saying that it is not legitimate. Yesterday when we spoke to the outgoing chairperson, Phumulo Maswali, he made it very clear that the culture of going to courts is not the ANC culture. It is very important for ANC members to resolve matters within the organization. He also said that it is important to understand that as they want to deliver this legitimate conference, they don't want to see themselves in the position of the same position as the KwaZulu-Natal province and other provinces that have been in the same situation where you find members taking them to court. However, they welcomed the judgment that was in favor of the current REC, and the participation of the OR Tambo region will be fully, as we saw their delegates arriving yesterday. So they are going to be able to participate in this conference, and they don't expect any challenges coming from OR Tambo in this particular conference. But however, just to let you see what is happening currently, as we see the entrance of ICC, you can see that it is black, green and gold. East London will be painted black, green and gold for this weekend, as the Eastern Cape is having their 8th conference. Some delegates have started to trickle in. As we speak right now, the parking is getting full. You understand that this is a conference of interest to everyone, as there will be change in leadership. But also importantly, having seen that the camp of Oscar Mabuyane, who is the current SG, who is going head to head with the current chairperson, was gaining momentum when we saw most of the branches yesterday coming in, chanting, singing, saying that they want Oscar Mabuyane to take over the reins. But however, at the end of the day, as the spokesperson have correctly put it, that it is the delegates that are going to decide who exactly they want to lead this particular province. So we await to see what kind of mandate or what decision will the province take come December elective conference. Who will they be supporting? Who will their preferred candidates for the December ANC elective conference be?
All right, thank you very much, Nomusa, for the update. We'll check in with you throughout the morning into this afternoon to get the latest details and developments. ANC reporter Nomusa Pungula coming to us live from East London in the Eastern Cape, where the ANC's 8th provincial conference in the Eastern Cape is taking place over